Wagwan Mandem, it's your friendly neighborhood Mali, all day shitwat over here. Back at it again with another episode of Inside Farahino's Mind, the series where I talk about the most serious shit or the most pointless. Hope everyone's 2024 has been good overall. Mine personally was a lot of bad times before my year really turned around, so I'm now thankful for the position I'm in currently. Today's video will cover a few sensitive topics, so if it's going to be an issue for any of you watching, please either click off now or skip to the timestamp you see on screen. This is probably going to be the longest episode yet, so get some snacks, get comfy. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Have you ever just wanted to watch a YouTube video of your favorite content creator, Farahino, but you get hit with the most random ad ever? I'm not just talking about those scam mobile games that you see that are clearly not as advertised. I'm talking like ads that make you think, bro, this is straight up illegal. Yeah, those kind of ads. I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting too many ads recently where it's either mobile games literally ripping off of other big IPs, or dating sims which have AI generated graphics and voices in them. Side note, this particular ad only ever featured Asian women, by the way. Where's my Latinas? Where's my Europeans? Black women? White women? Hello? What happened to diversity? These ads might as well just write on those vids saying,
Yo, I'm out here stealing your shit. Come sue us. You probably can't because we're very smart in how we went about this bit. How far losing money?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Let me show you one of the ads that I've come across that literally copies off of a big IP that we all know and love, and the fact that I don't want to show the other ad in case of community guideline strikes.
I am returned.
So the actual music behind that was Rumbling from Attack on Titan, but do you get my point? I haven't seen this type of ad in a while, but Elden Ring is not the first. Many Power World copies have emerged this year too on mobile, literally using Pokemon models. Nintendo are about to eat good with those ones, I'm not gonna lie. Not to mention the scam gift card giveaways that happened a while ago that plastered MrBeast's face on them. More on that guy later. YouTube needs to do a better job of screening ads that are being played on their platform because it can become very detrimental to anyone watching. Literally scams are happening and YouTube would much rather feed us garbage reaction content or content which the creator uses AI to show the content for them. It's ridiculous, to be honest, and I just can't stand for it. Speaking of AI, when it was first introduced, I can guarantee you the first thought that came into everyone's minds were the bots are going to take over, that we might see some Terminator shit happen. Honestly, that shit is looking more and more real by the second. When I heard that a song by The Weeknd and Drake was actually made by AI 2 years ago, I would have told you there's absolutely no way. That shit was sounded way too hard, way too cold for it to be AI. Then the person who actually made it explained how they did it in the Twitter video, and I cannot tell you the fear, the cold sweat that ran down my 4K TV screen forehead as I dread the day where AI becomes too close to reality. And that day is getting closer and closer as more movie editors, digital artists, song artists, animators, game designers that will rely more on AI, eventually taking the human element out of the process. Have you seen that cat game that was showcased during the Game Awards? To me, though, the way those cats were designed looked unnatural to me, and it's meant to be, that game is meant to be unrealistic as fuck. So I don't know what to tell you. Remember that dating sim I was talking about earlier? Not every game, art piece, animation, voice is going to be as obvious to tell as AI advances every single day. It just reminds me of Prison Break, where Lincoln got convicted of murder because of edited footage. Soon people are going to use AI to incriminate people, if it hasn't happened already. As if this world weren't scary enough, man. Feel free to tell me how bad AI is from your perspective in the comments down below. Speaking of crazy and scary, ain't it mad that so many, and I mean so many content creators and influencers have been outed as a predator or just a god-awful person this year? I feel like compared to previous years, 2024 is the year where the record has been broken for how many people have had Google Docs written about them. It's actually ridiculous. I literally couldn't list you all the content creators that just got put on blast. And rightfully so, because that shit ain't on, bro. They always gotta make their life worse somehow, which I don't get it, because how do you go from being a beloved influencer to suddenly feeling like you gotta talk to underage people? Like, what? I watched a video about the recent Young Philly case that's going on, and search at your own discretion. One thing struck out. When stuff like this happens, and it seems out of the blue, usually there's this pattern of behavior that really brings to light what kind of person that influencer is really like. So when people find old clips of people being weirdos, racist, sexist, just generally awful people, it no longer comes as a surprise, and that this is the person that they've been all this time. Certain kick streamers have always been weird. There's no need to look into their past. You know why? Because their current actions are weird enough as it is. Certain Rumble streamers too. Shit's fucked at this point, and I'm truly scared to meet new people because of it, especially now of all times, because you never know if the person you're gonna meet is either a sexual deviant or a racist or a pedophile. Crazy, man. I don't mean for this point to be like literally right after the previous one, but it's kind of related in a way. Drake versus Kendrick, possibly the greatest rap beef in history, brewing for the past decade because Drake took a certain bar from Kendrick too seriously. 10 years later, the one Metro Booming album after, it's everyone versus Drake. What was everyone's take on the beef? Even though it was pretty evident that Kendrick won, I feel like Drake was always gonna lose. The moment he released that AI track of Tupac during the beef was the moment he lost, for me anyways, even before the Heart Part 6. Because why are you resorting to using an AI track of a rapper who's been dead the past 28 years? It don't make sense to me. Afterwards, Drake was accused of being a predator during Meet the Grahams, which people dug up past clips and pics, you know, the internet, you know how they do their thing. A 17-year-old girl that came up on stage during one of his concerts, weird convo with a, at the time, very young Millie Bobby Brown, an Insta pic with a model who was 16 at the time, and then he goes to proceed with the worst response to these allegations in the Heart Part 6.
If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested.
Yeah? These guys are also famous for the shit you just suggested. Did that start them? And since then, it's been nothing but L's for Drake, bro. The artist that, if he went independent, he could have fucked up the industry. Now look at him, petitioning against his own label for playing Kendrick's Not Like Us more than his own songs. There are more details to that petition, but it's pretty much a cry for help at this point. If I'm being honest with you, I don't want to cover this in great detail because there are already so many videos that have covered this topic, and it's pretty much died down since. But it has been a major part of 2024, so I am going to talk about it at least. The MrBeast situation was crazy the past couple of months. What are your thoughts on it, guys? Me personally, no one does about that amount of good without an ulterior motive. Having said that though, the ulterior motive doesn't have to be evil in nature. The man has gained massive following over the years and over multiple platforms. Now, even though there have been slight reports of misconduct around the MrBeast team, what was unveiled over the past couple of months by a single salty employee that only worked for the MrBeast company for 3 months, if that, was crazy. Some of the information that was put out there by this guy ended up either being false or massively exaggerated. And what's worse, he ended up collabing with Rosanna Pansino, who's also another MrBeast hater, and they just started doing MrBeast exposed vids together. It was a weird time for sure. It was crazy. I think the weirdest part out of all of this was the results of the investigation he ran on his own company via a third party. And what was written was vague as fuck. The investigation found no wrongdoings, but people were essentially fired due to misconducts here and there. They had to hire new people.
You don't find that suspicious?
I don't know, man. This shit died down way too fast for all the buzz that it got. I'm just super sane. I don't know what has gone on, but there are way too many podcasts out right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. And a lot of these podcasts don't talk about anything remotely interesting. Unless you're one of those people that go, ooh, I wonder when the next episode of the Talk to a podcast is coming out. Wait a second. It's out right now. Time to tune in.
Let's do it. Talk to. You gotta put like an emphasis on it, like to. You know, like to. Yeah. Say it. All right, all together. Talk to. Talk to. Talk to.
I mean, get your bag, but don't expect people to be entertained by this. And it's not just her either. I've seen clips of other smaller podcasts and they're just not entertaining at all, man. Compared to, for example, the Joe Rogan podcast, these other podcasts just feel like boring people with high-level audio equipment. Much like reality TV these days. They send people in who try to make themselves look interesting as fuck. Then we see them on shows like Love Island, and it's like they list all these qualities about themselves. Oh, I'm funny, I'm energetic, I'm looking for some fun. Yeah, these qualities sound about as real as the surgeries you've gotten over the years, bro. But that's besides the point. At the end of the day, I think podcasts are fun to watch and listen to depending on the people running them. I don't think there'd be an oversaturation of this market, but here we are. And it's told us that not everyone should have a podcast because some of these conversations are so dry, man. I already told you earlier this year, we're eating good right now in terms of gaming. If you haven't seen the Game Awards this year, I assure you, you've missed out on watching some of these upcoming game trailers live. It was a sight to see. But what if I told you not everything is as peachy as it seems? Like I said, gaming is at an all-time high. But it doesn't come without its lows. And the truth is, a lot of sad things have happened regarding gaming. Devs being laid off in the thousands by major companies, Riot Games. Games getting shut down either moments after release. I think you all know what I'm talking about here. $400 million down the drain, by the way. Or after a certain amount of time. If you didn't know, X-Defiant is shutting down their servers in June 2025. And no new players can download the game at the moment. Which sucks, because it is a game that I did want to try at some point. Now I guess I never will. I thought I should mention this because we can talk all about how gaming is right now and how the industry is booming. Except, the industry keeps fucking over devs who put their hard work and time towards working on their dream, only to find out their company are ramping down on employees. You know, at first, we could probably attribute it to COVID, since a lot of remote workers were hired during these tough times. But it's been over 2 years now since the pandemic, and companies are still ramping down in the hundreds or thousands. It just doesn't make any sense to me. During the Game Awards, Jeff has announced this person who was trying to help the industry by finding jobs for these devs who had just been let go. Which, honestly, I thought was a great idea. We need more people like Amir Satvat. Turns out he's worked for Amazon and also currently works for Tencent. I mean, his intentions may be in the right place, but being associated with these big conglomerates automatically makes him a target, man. I hope he and his family stay safe because, you know, the internet is a brutal place. In other news, Witcher 4, Borderlands 4, New Dying Light, Elden Ring Night Rain. Sign me up, please. Let me know what games you guys are looking forward to. I'm curious. So, this is something I'm gonna do on a regular basis now. Whenever I get to these episodes, I'm gonna take suggestions from you guys on topics to discuss. I did make a tweet about it one time, which I nearly forgot about, and I do have one suggestion. Can you explain the complexities of why Sonic can beat Goku with power scaling facts? Thank you. Okay, here goes. Over the course of the past couple of decades, we've watched our heroes fight countless beings and making adversity their bitch, overcoming all odds, and all the while attaining new forms to use in battle. Both people have fought countless monsters, kings, gods, and have come out victorious. However, Here's why I think Sonic will be the only one that defeats our sane hero. When you think about all of the canon forms these guys have earned over the years, think how many times Sonic had to go Super Sonic, compared to Goku going Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue. Also, when you think about it, yes, both of them can get stronger and will do so through great adversity. But if we think about the power scaling, let's look at the facts. You'd ideally think that Super Sonic and Super Saiyan Goku would be the same level. But no, it's not even close. Sonic can already move at the speed of sound. Going Super Sonic makes him move at the speed of light. Can Goku do that? Maybe, in Ultra Instinct. But as we've seen time and time again, Ultra Instinct isn't a move Goku can tap into on a regular basis. Whereas, if Sonic just gets the Chaos Emeralds, he can tap into Super Sonic, maybe even Hypersonic. And that's when it's truly over for Goku, because Hypersonic is basically Ultra Instinct on steroids. Even if Goku were to tap into Ultra Instinct, unless he suddenly becomes an angel like Whis, it's not possible for him to beat Sonic. It's actually truly over. And that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in for the longest episode of all time. It has been a while, so I am trying to get back into the flow of things. Let me know what you think about the topics discussed in today's video in the comments down below. 2024 has been a weird year for sure, I would think, for all of us, but I can only hope that 2025 we will prosper. We will have bright futures up ahead. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications for my channel. Hope you guys have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Until next time, it's been your main Marley, Farahino, out.
Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.